these acts of corruption. They need to cut out and people need to go to prison for them. I keep saying that. You know?
You Listen, these guys already show us what they're like, you know. These guys have already admitted that they've selected somebody that their own party internal committee said was not fit to run, and had discussions about that man sitting in the Parliament of Jamaica. That is how the man that look down on the Parliament of Jamaica, that their own internal integrity committee, which they put to us, the Jamaican people, as a body that they were going to use to vet everybody that's presenting themselves for political office out of the PNP. And you see it there, you see them bypass the committee, and you see now they're admitting that they had discussions with such a man, not only to sit on boards that's looking at taxpayers' money, but also
Has Dayton Campbell resigned from the ECJ as yet for the corruption? They soon come back when they tell me when they sign out.
You see, I tell you something. The propaganda machine that the PNP has is one of its most powerful machines. And at no point you can take it for granted. Because it was that same propaganda machine that destroyed Edward Seaga, and they use it also to destroy Bruce Golding. And they don't have any shame about it. And if we allow their propaganda to circulate and surface, they will use it against us to our detriment. The most powerful weapon the PNP have is the propaganda machine, and we can't take it for granted. They use it all through the 90s, and they use it against Bruce Golding in earlier 2000. So you have to pay attention to the PNP propaganda machine.
And that is why a lot of people might feel that they are doing good, but they are not. They are actually not doing good, because if you should talk to the people on the street, you see that the Jamaica Labour Party is doing far much better, and people have realized that the PNP is so corrupt, right? If they should form the next government, if they are behaving the way they are behaving now with our tax dollars, and they are not the leading party, they are not the one in charge of the government, and they are robbing so much from our coppers, right? While the people see this government working on behalf of the people. And that is the reason why they cannot form the next government, and they will not be able to form the next government, right? And I think based on what everyone is saying, we need to know if the persons on the tape will be resigning, if they will be going to prison for misusing our tax dollar.
Well,
right?
Knowing the PNP, they might have to resign from the Electoral Commission, but knowing the PNP, I don't see Dayton resigning as General Secretary. I don't see that happening, because I think Dayton and Mark Golding and Peter Bunting have some loyalty to one another. So he might have to resign from the commission, but I don't see him resigning as General Secretary.
These people, they don't care about corruption. That is how they enrich themselves. And once they form the government, that is how they are going to do it. So then we are going to take 10 steps back after Anjones have brought us so far. We are actually becoming a first world nation, you know, based on policies under this government. So what we're going to do? We're going to sit down and hope everybody realize what is actually going on. Because if we do not realize and we sit down like what happened in the local government and let it come to close, then we are going to have an issue and we are going to have a problem because they are stealing so much already and they are not in government. They are not the leading party. So on election day, if you want to see corruption stem out of Jamaica, if you want to get rid of the gangs out of Jamaica, right? There are so many different things that this government is doing that you can show your appreciation by voting for the Jamaica Labour Party.
I know that we will win the next election. The only matter of
You're saying something, Kevin, you're kind of low.
Yeah, I was saying that I have no doubt that we will win the next general election, but my concern is that if we will be able to maintain all 49 seats, so that is the only concern I have right now. And as if we won, if even though a win is a win, but I would like for us to have the 1/3 majority in parliament, so we can make certain pivotal decision without the PNP partaking. But I know that we will win the next general election. But it's a matter of can we retain all 49 seats.
Stefan, I know for a fact that we are going to take one of the PMP seats. I know for a fact that we are going to take Mikhail's seat, right? I am sure we are going to take that seat. Plus 49, that brings me to 50 seats so far.
Yes, and
right?
and yeah, I think 1 or 2 PNP seats, or maybe 2 or 3 PNP seats is up for grab, depending on the candidate. I think so. I think Mikhail is one, and I think another one. But my question I would want to ask though is that why Peter Phillips is Peter Phillips going to contest the next election? I think his seat in St. Andrew, because what is going on with that seat where Bojo Bont and daughter run against him, because it was very competitive the last election.
But as I was just about to say, that seat look sticky, that seat look like it is up for grabs also. So if we put
I am looking at, I've been saying the same thing, because the only reason why I think Peter Phillips is holding on to that seat is because he doesn't want Peter Bunting or any of the people who rise against us. So I want to know if Peter Phillips at this point political event again.
You're kind of low.
Yes, about that seat, that Peter Phillips seat. I want to know if Peter Phillips is playing a political revenge against Mark Golding led PNP because of what they would have done to him and while he was opposition leader. Because I don't
actually think it is revenge, but he has no respect for the person leading that party, and he wants to make a change, right? And because if you notice, even former Prime Minister PJ, right? He's endorsing Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister at this moment. And if you see the action of thing there when he's around the Prime Minister most recently in his constituency, you can see that he's actually giving the Prime Minister the support, right? And they're often most recently they're often calling themselves friend more than ordinary, right? So you can see that this is a man endorsing the Prime Minister. He cannot come out on the platform and say it, because our politics is actually different from the American politics, where you can be a Democrat and you can be and you can support the opposing party. And in our thing now, they cannot do that, but you actually see the support, the way all these people operate, right? You understand when you look within the party, you see that the people in the party, they do not have no confidence in the person leading them. And maybe that is the reason why they are misappropriating the funds so much. Why they are stealing our tax dollars so much. Because they just don't have confidence and trust in their leader.
And I tell you what, PNP is showing up their colors, but
Boy, Kevin, I don't know how it's alone, my family.
what I'm saying is that the PNP is really trying to show up their colors right now. But what I really know is that they're not confident about the general election to come. Because if you could listen to Steve's conversation with Ro the other day, he went on to say that if the PNP lose the next election, them literally dead. No, that speaks.
That's a reality.
Yeah, that tells me that they have no confidence going into the election, and that is why they're so busy and about. Because I'm in Northern Carolina, and even a few minutes ago I see a big motorcade past Mark Golding and his cronies, but they have no confidence going into the election. And for those who think that artists and crowd wins election, then let them continue to think that. Because I know for a fact that politics is a numbers game. And a day in politics is long. So for all of those who think entertainers and big crowd gonna save them, then you have a second guess coming. It's really a numbers game. It's about.
And this is one of the things that let the crowd, the entertainers are doing them just service. But this is what actually let Jamaica people realize that they doesn't have anything to come and tell the people. They don't have anything to come and tell the public, right? What they are actually getting is stage shows.
And I am saying, if it is that you're having an event and you want to invite a artist or two, what about the conscious ones? What about the artists that are really about nation building and improving the status of Jamaica? This is the artists that then come up with. It's just some artists who indulge, who glorify scamming, phobia, and death and destruction. You don't see an artist that is, they invite an artist that is about upliftment and nothing. They're just some riffraff.
Hey, good evening, my brethren. Me here on the attack. Me not deal with politics, but me just want to ask one question here.
All right. William, looking, you could have broken Kevin chain of thoughts, but I'm going to let you get back. But please just let Kevin finish what he was saying. And before you go on, before Kevin actually after Kevin finish, I'd like to ask you one question before you continue. Go ahead, Kevin.
Let him have the floor. I'm listening.
All right. Before you continue on what you was about to say, looking, I am going to ask you one question, about two questions or one question. All right. Let me go ahead. Okay. My program is actually about the Prime Minister housing program that is giving away houses to persons who cannot afford a house. He is doing these things for, persons in general, in which if you get a house from the PM and you pass away, it goes on to your family. All right, Desmond McKenzie, on the other hand, he has a housing program in the local government ministry, in which he actually put you in a house to live in, where you would pay the light bill, you would pay the water, and keep the upkeepment of the house. But when you pass away, that house is not passed on to your family. That is not given in the generation, right? Do you see this as something good, or do you see this as something negative? What is your say on this? You can go ahead and unmute your mic, looking.
Okay, again, as I say, good evening to you all. Okay, right here, before I even, I'm gonna answer you right here, but I'm gonna say something else after me answer you. Well, you say if it's good or it's bad with him give somebody a host and of the period of the time of my family member pass off, it can't pass off to nobody else. I see it wrong.
All right, hold on. Sorry for disturb you. But would I like to know which one of the program that me I talk about first? If you are talking about
talking about the housing program where you just talk about, my brother.
No man, I spoke about two different housing programs.
So I'm speaking. So I'm speaking
about one by the Prime Minister and one by the Minister of Local Government.
So the Minister of Local Government, that's the one me I speak about. Where if your family, if you die, it's just like they give it to me. They make me sign one piece of paper, give me one key, and say, okay, you're living at this until you die. But
yeah,
nobody else.
Remember, you know, the condition is spoken to you, know, because indigent people, they actually are persons who will not be able to afford, who cannot afford, and
I understand, my brother.
The government would seek a piece of land, a piece of government land, build the house, and then whenever you live in that house now, put your back on your feet and so forth, and you live in that house, you work, you pay the light bill, you pay the water rate. When you pass away now, somebody when a your condition, when a similar condition like you,
understand, my brother. I understand all what you said, that's my brother.
All right.
When me I try to say why me come on this program, when me see me there, me listen and me say, let me go on this program. What I really want to ask, I never want to worry about the housing thing, because me see the housing thing on a weird different level. But what I really want to ask here, do you see this government we're in a power now, right? Do you see this government we're in a power do any like things in power? Do you see any changes? That's all I really do want to ask.
All right. Are you living in Jamaica? Are you living in Jamaica?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Do you do any research?
That's why me I ask my brother, because I say me not with politics, me not deal with politics. So me I ask you like, oh, you have a program here, but you must could answer me.
The mere fact that the Prime Minister himself has a housing program, a new housing program, giving people a house for generation wealth, right? Remember, you know, a house in Jamaica, you know, me I go put a house in Jamaica. A house like what the Prime Minister is giving away is actually about 20 million Jamaican dollars, right? If the Prime Minister can give you a house valued 20 million US Jamaican dollar, that alleviate poverty right there, you know, in your case, you know. And then your children will be able to have that house, right?
Yeah, but that's
from that. The Prime Minister, the government is restructuring all the road network. When I say restructuring, they are fixing all the roads in Jamaica under the SPARS program, all the local government roads and different roads. All right. Otherwise, from fixing all the roads in Jamaica, they are building 4 new brand hospitals. Cool. They are also repairing the Canal Regional Hospital, which the opposition party had pumped millions in the Canal Regional Hospital, and they did not solve the problem. They didn't even come close to the problem, because each time they pumped millions upon millions in the Canal Regional Hospital, the order would come back. That was affecting the nurse, the doctors, and the patients, and all the staff members, right? Otherwise, from that, this government have built the most house under the NHT Act in Jamaica, right? Plus, you have how much scholarship? You have over 400 add scholarship from the the National Health Ministry, right? You have Archers NTA, which is giving stipends over $60,000 per month, and there's so much more. If I tell you the things,
let me ask you this question now. Let me ask you this question, because you make me go far right now. So all these money where they gives to do all these things where you just tell me about, where they get these money from?
Our taxpaying dollars.
Taxpayer dollars. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
no, just ask. It's on like a politician.
Remember, you know, this is developing the people of the nation. You know, this is developing our country. You know, and
which side of the fence? Which side of the fence? The red are the orange are the green?
When it had developed, repeat your question. I never hear your question.
I said, which side of the fence are you on?
Which side of the fence am I on?
Yeah.
All right. Based on the work that I've seen the Jamaica Labour Party carried out over the years.
Answer me. Are you a PNP or are you a Labour right then? Let me go like that.
Based on the work that I see the Jamaica Labour Party carry out in Jamaica, I consider myself to be a proud Labourite.
Okay. I don't know nothing about politics, so I'm just asking because I don't know about politics.
Why is the government is doing all these stuff? The government is building our economy, right? The government is cutting GC. The government have cut GCT from 16.5% to 15%.
So that's a GT tax.
Yeah, GCT tax. The government have cut that, right? Our unemployment rate is 3.4%. That is the lowest it have ever been in Jamaica. Last year, in a single day, was the most money. Last year, the most money spent in one day that I've ever spent in a day in Jamaica. Right? As I say, looking, if I supposed to go on and list all the things that the government is doing, we will be here until next week. What this government is doing. So you say you do not follow politics. More like you have to do your research and so forth, because me cannot talk and what me I say, you understand?
No man. Hey, my brethren. Me can't listen and understand, you know, because in politics, right? I wish I don't know about, right? And they say tax be a money do this and tax be a money do this and tax be a money do that and all this type of stuff. So if no revenue now come inside of the places we take money from us as tax paying people, what happened? It break down, right?
Yeah, it have a break down.
So now you have to go outside, go borrow money, right?
All right.
So now you owe either the Chinese man or you owe the English man or you owe the dropper or you owe somebody, right? You got to borrow.
But if it, all right, I don't know if you was in Jamaica during the 90s to early 2000.
Maybe in the early 2000. No, I might be outside of Jamaica.
I wish you was in Jamaica. Well, I'm sorry to say I wish you was in Jamaica because that is
what happened there? Why you say that?
All right, we had a government in the 1990s coming up to early 2000s. If they want,
what government was that? What government was that? PJ Patterson. Who was it?
Yeah, if they wanted to pay the teachers, they would go and borrow a loan. If they wanted to pay the doctors, a loan. If they wanted to fix road, a loan. If they want anything that administration did, they would borrow the money from overseas. Whilst we have a government now that is fixing road, giving back to the people, because this government have given back last year, coming up to this year, was it? They have given back a refund of tax of $20,000, right? You are this
is no money, my brethren. $20,000 no money. $20,000 for one person.
$20,000 is money to me, right? Because that can buy you some groceries.
That's for one somebody. $20,000 for one somebody, my brother.
Yeah.
That's 200 US.
But look here now.
Yeah, that's what he said.
You know.
Yes, looking. That's what he's saying. Each person got 20,000. Each person got 20,000 for themselves. Yeah. We agree that.
But look in.
No money.
If you are paying your tax dollar, right? And over the years, you pay tax dollar for 60 years straight, and you never get back a dollar. And yeah, all right.
Hey, my brethren, let me tell you something, my brethren. Let me tell you something. Not if it's a tax dollar, I'm gonna go something different. Do you know say insurance are the biggest scammer in the world? Do you know that?
I understand where you are going with insurance.
Do you know that? I'm saying, do you know that? I'm gonna show you something. I'll show you something. If you buy a car, right? Don't you cherish that car?
Yeah.
So for 20 years you cherish that car and nothing wrong with it. And for 20 years you pay you're gonna save $5,000 for insurance. For 20 years. Just check out that money for 20 years. Because you're not gonna make nothing wrong with this car because you buy it and you go wash it, you go clean it, you go make sure unless one little careless man can run up in night. That's the only time they mash up. But you go make sure say you're not gonna make nothing wrong with it. For 20 years me I give. At $5 grand for that 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, if
them are the biggest thief. Hey, so I'm gonna show you something. I understand, say you may be under your government and you love your government and all and type of something, but every politician a thief. Everyone.
No, you say, all right. I believe that they have politicians that steal, right? But what
one of them are cook, my brother.
No, give me a second, my family. Look in, give me a second.
Yeah, man, may I listen to that?
I cannot say every politician thief. You know, I can say every politician thief.
Hey, well, I could say it.
If you have one, all right, you say if you have proof, you know, and you come with a proof. And you, but all right, based on where,
you're right telling us now I don't know nothing about politics, but I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
I was into politics at Jamaica. And I was into your party.
All right.
And I have to jump out of it.
Name Roe.
And I have to jump out of it.
Yeah, you're looking.
Yeah, man, may I listen to you, my brother?
You have a politician named Roe. He comes out and he was in the opposition party, right? For whichever reason, they
jump from one ship to the next ship.
No, it's not. Just hear me out if you want to understand what I say.
Okay.
You have a politician by the name of Roe. He was in the opposition party. What happened with Roe? He was promised a seat. He was running for a seat in the Central Kingston constituency, right? Anyway, he spent up his money when in order to get people to vote for him and so forth. He went
so hold on. So he was what? He was a PMP or he was a Labourite?
He was a caretaker, PMP caretaker.
Okay.
PMP caretaker. He spent up his money. When he spent up his money now in order to run for that constituency, his political party came to him and said, look here, man, we not see you suitably, we have somebody where we are going to put in. He said that he spoke to them, they came to him and they made him a counter offer. They looked at him and said, we are going to give you $15 million, right? Plus we are going to give you a Timber seat.
So they're tricking.
Right? They're not going to give a Senate seat. They're going to give him a Senate seat. Plus they are going to put him on a few boards to chair, right? Anyway, he said no, that offer is not good enough for him because he know him spending how much money for thing there. Forget the constituency. Whether he was going to win it or not, he believed in himself. No, things boil up and he's putting out tape showing corruption by the opposition party. Persons in there, he put out all the information that I can say is a corrupt politician. That I can say is a criminality is taking place there. Why on the other hand, I cannot say there's any criminal party by the there are any criminal act by the governing party. Why? Because there's no such thing in the governing party.
Okay.
Right? So I cannot come out and say every politician is corrupt because I don't see anything to show that the governing
You don't
party
feel
is
wrong with
corrupt.
your side of party. That's all you say.
That's all I have to say because I don't see anything corrupt. I cannot come out and say the Jamaica Labour Party is corrupt because they're not doing anything corrupt. If I see them doing something corrupt, I cannot hide and say they are not doing anything corrupt.
5 o'clock. 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Yeah,
We have to take evidence that we see. We cannot come out and say this person is corrupt when they are not showing any sign of corruption. Bless up my boss. The boss himself, man.
F9, big up yourself, F9. Man of our respect.
Bless up one guys.
But F9, what's I know they attack about corruption thing, you know, and I'm looking and say every politician says, what's I know every politician me do it, and me agree with it, what's up? Even with the mayor at KASMC that's right now, my family. The man data say nothing to them don't know about the thing that's going on. But the 300,000 Lawrence who are getting it, and the 500,000 the other caretaker them getting it. Them not deny it all now, you know. And them come attack, them go sue, them go export and rape. It's the name Andrea Brownberg yesterday released statement about Chicago sue the government and all these things. So now I said, brother, them people come out them sick with them. They come like them head, something wrong with them brain there. You see me?
And you remember, me have to run my phone at dead here. You come back by your live when I go on.
Bless up. Right? We cannot say persons are corrupt if we don't see any sign of corruption.
Big PMP activists got them on there. I try hide under.
I really talk silent, man. You see that, man?
But me there watching it, you see, me type in the box. Just because you kind of find out the host is a young man, as well the other one did come up with
yeah, man, for real.
Yeah, man. Yeah, what I take over your program and go along with the arms house, man.
You can't do that, man.
And this guys.
You cannot judge a book by the cover. No matter how you hear a person talk, maybe that person might not clarifying might not giving the information clear. But there's a lot of people out there with information.
Why have to know is what you hear why him say him not interested in our politics, and you see why him end up on talk about him. He was a part of the JLP and him have a jump out.
Yeah, man, I regularly hear that song there, man.
Yeah, I've been sensible now.
Regularly me hear that song there. The whole of them are the JLP. Every single one of them are the JLP.
True.
Yeah, man.
Them now vote back to the prime. After this prime minister is doing so good.
At time, if you start bring your arms out in it. At those time pedal, and so the whole of them come up in a live and pretend. And then afterwards, when them start, you then start dropping the big propaganda. When it's slide out there. Yeah, why is that?
What he planned to do was he was going to jump in after I don't remember who he was going to jump in. But the question that I have asked him, he could not jump in with the topic that he was going to jump in with. Right? Because I'm clarify it before him jump in with it. So over and over, this is the strategy that they come with. And labor rights, you must understand and see the strategy where them come with. We might not be as powerful as some of these people.
Yeah, man, we see it, man.
And we might not have the information as everybody else, but we must understand and see what they're about. A simple little labor right like me can take on any strong PMP, no matter how strong them claim them is, because what? They are not coming factual. You see, if they were coming factual, they would be a force to be reckoned with, but they are not coming factual. They are coming with propagandas.
Yeah, exactly. And remember them have a way of getting some letterhead and get something type up on it and put it up on the screen and put it like it's some report, you know.
All right.
I'll learn something then keep then you know.
Take example, one of the major vlogger, right? He has a cabbage on his platform for over 3 months now,
That cabbage all like him.
right? And that cabbage is at one cabbage, $3,700. Which Jamaican is going to look on that and believe that there's a cabbage selling in Jamaica for $3,700? Not even when you export the cabbage and import it back in Jamaica, it will be valuing $3,700.
Read that, man. There's no sense better than nothing to talk, man. But what you mean, I say, F, man?
Hey,
Now listen to a little thing.
the man have video with that patient floor in all Africa, some African country or some other country and take it post up and claim in a Jamaican hospital. Yeah, man, serious set of people, man. You have to be very careful.
When I'm have the baby them from the chair, man, and I talk like a Jamaica I talk, man.
It happened for real.
Yeah, man.
Right?
But
so they're
silent.
very misleading.
Yeah, we call it nationwide. Like them so the investigation, the more of them like them more to find thing in the alleged municipal thing, you know, because them are deep tonight. So by 5 o'clock, we want to listen to the news, isn't it? And hear of them what go on, how far them reach. Them make we unite.
Because remember, you know, and just a case AMC, you know, and Spanish Town, is a whole heap of them across the island.
In Haiti has led to a staggering rise in sexual violence against
I read that, man. I listen, man.
Children's organization has warned the
Right? These people, all they do is
what am I doing? What am I? Yes, what am I doing? They might try use this whole argument thing, you know, to try to deflect from the real issue we're going, you know. Because they don't have nothing to say about corruption. Why say here all Mark going in company stick and it never open him out and talk about corruption? You must know, say. The man get a big step in the track.
I read that, man.
Hey, you see all them talk about all bed in hospital and bed in hospital. The PMP them don't build one hospital in Jamaica, not even one. Not even one hospital. Because me go on Google. I'm shocked. Me can't believe the man don't build the man build zero hospital. Not even one hospital they no build. All of the hospital them build by labor. If you go on Google and Google it, you're that shocked.
Yeah.
Our school, the amount of school when Labour Party build, JLP them build half of it. In PMP them build half of it, I mean. Yeah, well, the man all them go highway thing the way say them did have I build what them do now. I build them a build the area them and basically I sell out the country as support the area them. To who say what they get to build it because I don't see I have the create the whole of the blueprint, the whole of them highway and road and them things and stuff the way you say I go on. But you know, then take it and can't manage it because them now run the country for provide the capital for basically carry out there.
Yeah, that's why they have to borrow and all them things.
Yes, I road we build go to St. Thomas. St. Thomas people know they're lucky. Them lucky because I told if PMB them they never do that, man. I straight told.
All right. Then look at now Silent Lion. You know, see what man the toll road up to go William Street lesson. You know, see Silent pay free because what happened? I government own it. You understand? The people now look into them things.
Yeah.
And since the government buy back a highway 2000, I will want that in our present. You understand? Trans highway. I will want that. That's why I see Jamaican shares united and one shares united.
Yes, what the people need to do, all the people when they overseas, they invest. Invest back in the country. all them ban shares
Who that for me?
we are float.
Line up on
I
mute,
think
man.
we have all of our pizza in a pool over this one.
Upper background then. Yeah, man. So, I just said them a G, man. I'm not anywhere in my family. I don't know them bag of lash itself when I go on like, and I spread the false narrative. I look at James and them, J. Brian Bow, the indigent host them, and the social housing program, I see them thing. I say, brother,
Why?
we know the top on the stupidness are two different things.
Him the one caution man. Them a big old actress man, not even actor, actress them.
All right, me say we're a few new people come on the thing there. Donovan, I don't know if you'd like to say something.
Yeah.
Donovan or what is Acadian? Alright, none of them want to say anything at this time, but as I said earlier, we have to applaud this government for all the things that this government is doing, right?
Of course.
Because it actually benefits everybody in the country.
Everybody.
When you have more youths working, then you have less criminals. Right? You have the audience there are saying a quote that what the devil find work for idle hands.
Idle, true.
Right?
True.
So once the person
you know when freeze one used to run crime go down drastically. When the man them said that them not take up no gun because they woman because the whole woman I work at freeze one. Because they never take up no gun. And from the PMP them come back in the poor man and crash the freeze one. The crime just turn up back.
Right, these people crash.
Go on talk. Now listen, go on talk.
These people crash every business in Jamaica. They lock down the entire free zone sector. They lock down all small business across the island with their policies in the 1990s coming up.
Lockdown free zone, lockdown garmix, every blinking thing.
Every one of these, right?
Jamaica things, so in a big old
Turf well. And all these places. Go ahead.
Berwick, Battery, all them places. Good year where I make tire Jamaica. Them people want destruction them no man.
GGMM22, you can Google it for yourself, man. That's why I Google that you have a phone and them thing if you want to know if a PMP said. You understand? You Google it and look, man, and come back, come tell me. You understand? So certain things you have to find for yourself. Because we tell them, say a lie, we tell. So when you ask them questions, I prefer tell them, say, go and Google it and come back and make we know. If for them say correct, you understand? Because we don't want to tell them, say, let's go Google it and come back and make we know what I'm going. Yeah, man, so we as a silent lion, we want to talk about the social housing program and the indigent housing solution with Mackenzie at the different Prime Minister thing. You understand? Because you could either so good board they talk about at what them I see thing and all these things talk about people that take the government
them know the truth, but them have to send them have to brief them bloggers and send them out what they can't hear them because them know the truth. But I just wicked.
Yeah, so we have to talk about that to make them know. So watch out, the indigent house, that of the people, them family neglect them and they don't know where to go. You understand? So watch out. Mackenzie them a do the house for them, so what if anything, the house can't sell nothing that if one next indigent, that means if I want to pass off or something happen for him when he can move on, the next indigent they get the house. And that they find government land. You understand? So we need to let the people know that now. And this social housing program now, you have to have your own land to get that. You understand? So two different solutions, two different housing systems. You understand? So we want the people to understand that and know. And don't follow them look waste man over there, so better.
Because I want enough of the street people, you know. Not them, I just show them have no, you know. Because the PMP, what the PMP do is just pick them up and load them up, not truck and carry them, go dump them and more there.
That is it. You see me, them things I want to talk about. You understand? See? Because them are going like them clean and nice and all these things. And I devil them. And I mislead people because they say people are benefit. You understand? And she said people I see what I want, people achieve more money. You understand? That's like the first the briefing up the police thing there up yesterday where the Prime Minister reason about the crime thing and all them things, the statistic of the crime. And I showed them deported they will come and say, watch out. You don't come back as the mindset of criminality, you know. You understand? Because we are develop the economy and develop the country, so make sure you come back with our mind to develop the country. You understand? I love and make sure make them know, so watch out if you come back here with no gun thing or no crime thing. You are no meat, no milk.
And the man talk straight.
Yeah, the man have to run the corner, bro. You understand? The man make the people know.
I see I got tune that the man didn't wanna bring him now.
So right now, the man,
so
know,
right about now, I
yeah.
see I got legacy man I fulfill while creating him on at the same time. And that the PMP them not like because when they matter about him do too much program one time and I chat all kind of garbage because them don't want him to do them. They want him to just do pieces and participate of the place. And then when they have it as a talking point now, say is the next problem then.
So the boss at the general said no again all the force that I'm gonna get donate additional funds. You understand, to get more scamming thing and get proper scanning can through contain and all these things. So yeah man, I will put in place man. So right now guns and that certain thing all the one them over foreign we are sending gun. Them have a system we are going right now where them have catch them blouse and skirt man. So watch out, all who send gun come and all them things man. Just give it a little more time by the middle of the year, you go hear much of them get catch. You understand? So boss I work on